Fellas, first I gotta say thank y'all for continuing to rock with me. I got a good one for y'all today. Today we're gonna talk about women issues, man, because a lot of men are still having women issues. It's the end of 2024. We're going into 2025, and it's time for me to help y'all change your mindset about a few things. So this is solve all of your woman issues with these three things. Let's get into it. First, we got to address where most guys are getting it wrong, man. We all say, oh, women are supposed to be a reflection of us and all these different types of things, but why are we trying to fix the reflection? Why are we trying to comb the mirror? It's like we really looking at a mirror and we are trying to fix that instead of fixing the problem. And that's ourselves, man. We got to be realistic about it. We are the problem as men. So once we understand that, then we can get into the meat and potatoes of it. The first thing we got to do as men is start to move in our true masculinity, man. When you are moving in your true masculinity, it only gives women two options. They will either move within their true femininity or they will run. They won't want to be near you at all if they're the type of women where they're just too damaged and they are too masculine and have no ability to change in their body. They won't even want to be around you. But a woman that's capable of that, if you are moving in your true masculinity, then she has no option but to be her true self. Now, I find the best way to do that is to act as if you have nobody to report to but God. That's how we should be moving as men. We should be moving with our hierarchy: God, purpose, self. Everything else after that is negotiable. Now, a lot of guys on the internet, they say all of this Pookie and Ray Ray talk. But the thing that Pookie and Ray Ray have that you guys don't is they are moving unapologetically as themselves. That's why they get so much women. That's why, like, guys like me growing up, we got so many women. It's because we were unapologetically ourselves. We didn't let what women thought about us change how we moved. Now, if you need help moving in your true masculinity, I'm going to recommend this book, man, The Way of the Superior Man. This book right here, read it all the way through. You might need to read it multiple times just to actually understand everything in the book. It's a book I always go back to, but it's really all about how, as a man, you can move in a way that will help you in life mentally, spiritually, financially, and just make you all around a better man, and will help you learn and understand what it really means to actually move in your masculinity as a man. One big tip from the book is to, when you're dealing with women, especially in interpersonal relationships, is not to match her energy. If a woman is yelling at you, a masculine man is not gonna meet her at that level and start yelling at her back. He's gonna treat it as if it's a child talking to him. Oh, you a poopy head, you this, that, and the third. Like, will a grown man get mad at a child for saying stuff like that? No. So when a woman is attacking you verbally, you don't need to match that level and start attacking her back. There's different ways in the book. It talks about the ways that a true man living in his masculinity responds. So number two, man, you have to move in your purpose, man. The best way I feel to do that is you got to ask yourself two questions every morning. Who am I and where am I going? And once you ask yourself those questions, something going to flip in your mind. But don't stop there. You need to, once you get those answers to those questions, you need to move like that throughout the rest of your day. Move like you know who you are and where you're going. Men moving in their purpose, they get the most women. It's because they're not focused on women. They're focused on what they need to be focused on. Women don't like the guy that's in her messages all day, all night, sending her a bunch of story replies, double texting her and stuff. They like men that got stuff going on. They like men that are focused. They like men that have their hierarchy straight, that God, purpose, self. Everything else, like I said, is negotiable. And the third thing we got to do as men to solve all our woman issues is we got to stop looking surface level, man. And I know this is probably the hardest for most men to do because we all want the girl with the thickest thighs, the nice breasts. We all want those things. But as a man, you missing out on dimes. Dimes you didn't even know that were great women. They just might not be the best looking surface level. And don't get me wrong, you should get a woman as beautiful as possible. Like, we all definitely want that. But when we're making that decision, you don't want to be passing up on a bunch of good women just because they're not matching with the standards that you see when it comes to like Instagram models with fake bodies and a bunch of airbrushing and a bunch of makeup. There's plenty of beautiful, natural looking women that are beautiful inside and out that we look past every day just because our minds are so desensitized to natural beauty. We seeing all this on Instagram, Twitter, all those porn sites and stuff like that. We seeing all that stuff and it's affecting our minds to a point to where now a lot of guys, that's all we want. And we can't say we want a good woman, but not being open to actually seeing who some women are on the inside. And a lot of women, you got to think, there are plenty of girls that, they're beautiful on the inside. Maybe she got a few extra pounds or something. If she gets on your team, she gets on your program, she will be a dime. Trust me, she will be a dime. So you gotta be more open and stop looking so surface level. Now, I truly believe that these three things will solve all of your women problems. And like I always say, man, women are supposed to be the easiest part of your life. So if it's becoming difficult for you, it's probably just because of certain beliefs you have or just you had certain bad experiences and you letting that kind of take over your world. Just like I said, take a step back, ask yourself, am I being as masculine as possible? Am I making decisions and moving in a masculine fashion when I'm interacting with women and just interacting with the world in general? Am I moving in my purpose? Am I focused? Am I the type of guy that I wake up and I start scrolling and liking girls' pictures instantly? Because if you're that type of guy, you're not moving in your purpose. You need to be wake up, focused. It's game time. Put your game face on every morning. If you got a morning routine, do that. If you're the type of guy you get straight to work, do that. But don't let your world be so focused and revolving around women. Then you gotta also ask yourself, am I a victim of this new internet age that has everybody just looking surface level and wanting the baddest IG model and looking at these girls that we know are toxic? We know they're toxic. We know they got OnlyFans and all they wanna do is twerk and listen to Sexy Red and go to brunch and smoke hookah and drink mimosas. We know that's all these girls on Instagram wanna do. Am I a victim of this new age stuff that is tricking young men into thinking that this is what they need to be desiring and this is the only type of woman that a high value man can even entertain? Is she gotta look good, but she can be dumb. She can be dumb, she can be toxic, it doesn't matter. As long as she look good, that's cool. Now, I'm not knocking any guy with any channel that all he talks about is women. A lot of guys do that. It's a lot of entertainment value in there and just talking about women and telling women what they need to do and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we see it with almost every culture. The women are gonna follow after the men. If all us today is men, we decide, okay, we're only gonna start liking pictures of women that are reading books and doing stuff that actually contribute to society, then a lot of women, not all of them, still gonna be the Jezebels out there and stuff like that, but a good majority of them would at least think about changing their ways. And most of them that aren't able to get men anymore because of the way they act, they would become better people. So ask yourself, man, have you been combing the mirror? Have you been wanting things to change for yourself, but trying to comb the mirror, trying to affect your reflection, or have you been working on yourself? And if you haven't, it's time to start. It's time to start working on yourself. It's time to start getting better. Thank y'all for taking the time to watch this video, man. Like I said, appreciate y'all for rocking with me. As always, love y'all. I'm out.